Hello, this is Rod Mastar. I'm going to show you today setting up SMTP in the admin section and a couple other minor things for starting off using the demos and my application. The first thing we need to do, go to the admin section. Enter into the system options, password, and down here is kind of a complicated setup. I'm able to email, fax, different ways of doing things. And we're going to follow the red line, SMT up here, meaning that we're not going to use the EF star to email. We're going to email through the no option. Internal, over here to number 3, and you enter in your, in this case, Google's SMT server name. This happens to be my email and password for Google. Set up for SSL and password, port 65. Now, how did I get all this information? Well, that's a good one. In my case, I have an application I'm going to show you at the end of this demo that will give us enough information to make a logical decision. This ran this exercise with this other app and gave me several combinations that Google accepted with my password through their server. Simply doing that, looking through some of the other things I'm not going to discuss, the various switches, but one important item would script option, so that allows a pop-up up on the alarms. In this case, is turned off. And that's a $40 item. What you also need to set up is make sure that your address, phone number, and your business email is correct. The demo comes as a demo. However, when you purchase the application, committing yourself from me, I bury in your business service name and the owner to the application. Just might touch on UTC time code. This is the answering services default time code. Similar to when you set up your accounts, you also have a UTC time code, which would set the difference, plus or minus hours, from your service. Moving back to the main screen, I'm going to find a client really quickly. Sally Binoculars, so I can edit. In Sally, the email is set up right here. The cell phone number happens to be the text cell phone number and your carrier. And what that does is default set up a 10-digit at your carrier's, in this case, AT&T.net. You could take this particular email address and go to any email program and send a text. So if you don't find your carrier in this list, enter manual, click the 1, enter in an email address, and that will set up an email address. So with all that said, you should be able to send an email. If email works, then it's real possible that if everything's set up for your texting would work. Here it is right here. And we're going to unzip it to the D drive, wherever you want. FileMaker takes a little while to unzip and uncompress. And this application is independent SMTP server created by somebody else. What you need to do is personalize it for yourself. You want to set your servers, which is Gmail, your address, and a password. This is just general information that when you send out an email that you have to and from. Once that is installed, then what you want to do is you want to have this clicked for SMTP. You want to click for plain and cram. And you want to set this to be all four. The ports 25, 587, 685 would work just fine. And then you would start your test. And that will give you results with enough answers. Now, if nothing works, you got something missing. But if it does work, then you take that information and you stuff it into the fields for setting up SMTP on the KissStar application. So I'm just going to close out and call that the end of this little demo. Thank you very much.